Someone falls to pieces, sleeping all alone. Someone kills the pain, spinning in the silence to finally drift away. Someone gets excited in a chapel yard, catches a bouquet, nothing less than white roses on a grave. Yeah, and be yourself is all that you can do. Be yourself is all that you can do. Someone finds salvation in everyone, another lonely pain. Someone tries to hide himself, down inside himself he prays. Someone swears it's true love until the end of time. Another runs away, separate or united, healthy or insane. And to be yourself is all that you can do. Yourself is all that you can do. Be yourself, all that you can do. Be yourself is all that you can do. And even when you're been up and pulled apart or been held up, every single memory of the good and bad faces of love. Don't lose any sleep tonight. I'm sure everything will end up alright. You may win or you may lose, but to be yourself is all that you can do. Be yourself is all that you can do. Be yourself is all that you can. Be yourself is all. Be yourself is all that you can do. All right. Do I have to do the usual intro? Ooga fucking Ooga, cunts. Welcome to Wild Takes, a new show by me, a wild fox appears, where we're just gonna bring in one cunt at a time and just kind of feel around a bit. So today with Magog of Morskar, how you doing today?
I am apparently sitting on a grassy knoll at Burning Man instead of on an interview. That was unexpected, you dirty hippie.
Well, I'm glad I could throw you a curveball there. That's what I like to do. I'm wild until someone winds up taming me.
Yeah, do you want to hold hands now and sing Kumbaya? Like, what's going on here?
Kumbaya, my love. Today's show is also not brought to you by MXD Cocktail Company, Long Island Iced Teas.
I'm drinking, I don't know, some sort of strange liquid I found in my fridge. Might be poison.
It just might be. It might not. It might be an elixir. Who knows?
I do give you a little advice, if you don't mind hearing some constructive criticism. It's like I like to speak truth and speak from the heart, especially with people who are just starting out on YouTube, and I like to help people out, and I can see potential in what you're trying to do. I just would recommend never singing again. No, I'm joking. No, the opening a show with a song, probably best you don't do it live. I don't know how it sounded on the actual live stream because I have it muted, but you were cutting out on my end.
Oh, really?
Ooh. Yeah, I think the mic was hitting a peak.
Oh, well,
so like I would recommend recording a song and then playing it as a file. I wouldn't try to do it live unless you had some sort of sound mixer and a whole like production setup for that kind of thing. In my opinion, just some constructive criticism. I don't know how it sounded on the chat's end, but yeah, I'd go with like a recorded. Like if you're going to do a unique song every time, I'd pre-record that and have it ready before showtime. It'd probably sound better. It'd probably come through better. But just the mic trying to pick up the instrument as well as your singing voice, on my end, it was cutting in and out.
Well, let's get a bit of a word from chat there. Did I cut out? Ooh, it did sound bad. Well, my apologies. We'll get that taken care of before the next show, and we'll take care of that. Just yes, Schmeckle did do everything wrong.
Yeah, just some constructive criticism. I don't want you to feel attacked or anything. It's just songs, live performances like that are difficult. You've got to have the right equipment.
Yeah, all I've got is just this one crappy mic, but I do appreciate that input, and we will get some kind of production quality set up.
Yeah, but, and some topless babes might boost your numbers too. Just saying, I've noticed that lately.
Yeah, I can't see what the thumbnail is supposed to be there, but if there's not a topless babe on there, then make Semaj make Magog here a topless babe for the thumbnail in this chat today.
Anyway, yep. Just food for thought.
All right. So again, thanks for coming in and talking to a relatively unknown around here. I've got to ask, what made you want to start doing a YouTube channel in the first place?
Well, as I said in a little mockumentary I made last year, I stand by what I said then as much as I do now. When you hit rock bottom, there's only one place to go, and that's to YouTube. Yeah.
Well, you know what? You're not wrong.
No, it's just something I kind of did as a joke. My friends dared me to do it, and I did it. And I had no idea it would be as semi-successful as it's been, but here I am.
And now you're a full-time YouTuber. You don't even have a job outside of the YouTube?
Nope, I'm done with school, and I quit all my cleaning contracts. When I started YouTube, I had full-time school and 3 cleaning contracts. I had 3 jobs. So I was doing videos, and I was cleaning a school, and I was cleaning a couple businesses in town, and I was cleaning apartments on the weekend. And I was using my GI Bill to go to school, and I was also making videos. So pretty much the entirety of 2017, I didn't sleep much.
Well, to be fair, I don't really get much sleep either, and I don't even have all that. I've just got one 6-hour job 4 days a week, so that's good on you, man, for making it this big.
I appreciate it. So
talking about that GI Bill, I caught some of that interview that you had with Bunty King a little while back, and he looked bored as hell, by the way. But you mentioned serving in the military. I come from a big military family myself. What branch did you serve?
I was in the Air Force. And to be fair, the Bunty King interview, he was not bored. He was tired.
Okay.
I am always interesting to talk to.
Yes, you are.
No, I was in the Air Force. I was 2T1, vehicle ops, essentially transportation. So I drove trucks, I drove buses, I drove forklifts, pretty much anything with wheels.
Nice. How long did you serve for?
Just shy of 5 years.
Wow. So, wow. Well,
I was injured in Iraq, so I couldn't finish my 6. They med boarded me out, and now I'm collecting disability and making YouTube videos. Life's funny that way.
Well, I always kind of wanted to serve my country, but I couldn't pass the physical bar, and I just don't think I could willingly bring myself to actually go into combat and more or less kill another person that hasn't actually done me, wrong. So for your service to our country, I mean that does mean something to me coming from a military family.
Yeah, did my thing. I didn't join the army. I didn't join to go to combat. I just ended up there, because I was transportation. So what do I do when I go downrange? I drive trucks. So I did convoys.
So have you? I gotta ask now. Have you seen any combat, or did you while you were out there?
A little bit. Saw a little action here and there. Nothing like the Army and Marines probably do. I wasn't kicking in doors and arresting terrorists and shit, but we had a few bad nights. Don't want to go into any details personally, but
Couple skirmishes, but nothing.
no,
Okay.
nothing terrible. Just
You came back. Here you are.
99% of the time, I was just driving trucks, eating beef jerky, smoking cigarettes, and fucking drinking energy drinks. Driving a truck. So it's just that those 1% times are, were some pretty hairy situations, but nothing we couldn't get out of.
What was the hairiest situation you've ever been in out there?
Boy, that's a tough one. I had a mortar round land 200 feet from me.
Ooh. Wow, so I'm surprised you're not deaf from that.
It didn't go off.
Oh, wow, you got lucky.
Scared the shit out of me, but the piece of shit didn't explode. I was walking to the showers. I had my PT gear on.
Right on. Well, I'm feeling like I'm walking to the showers right now. I'm still trying to learn how to talk to you guys, and it's not very easy doing it with so few teeth left. But goddamn, that just is what it is. So, you started your channel on a dare, more or less?
More or less. I mean, I took the time to build a set and do it the way I wanted to do it, but for the most part, my friends were all like, dude, you're pretty good at this type of thing. Why don't you start a YouTube channel? Because every time we get together, we'd end up talking politics or social issues or whatever was happening. And I'd end up making them guys laugh. And by the end of it, they were like, dude, you got to do stand-up or something. And then they were like, or start a YouTube channel yourself. And it just kind of clicked from there. I was like, yeah, maybe I should. But I knew I didn't want to do it the same way everybody else was doing it, at least the people that I watched back in like 2016, I didn't really get serious in the political side of YouTube until Gamergate. That's when I really started paying attention to people like Sargon and Undoomed and Bering and, people like that.
Right. I like those guys. I really do, but I haven't been keeping much up to speed with those guys lately.
Well, I don't get as much of a chance to watch YouTube anymore.
With the algorithms, I only get about a quarter of the notices from the people that I'm subscribed to. So,
yeah, that's been a big problem lately too. My numbers are real low. I've been trying some new things, trying to do some more general comedy. I'm going to try doing some shorter skits in between the longer episodes and things like that. Just try to, I don't know, try some new ideas. I'm not necessarily say take a different direction with my YouTube channel, but we'll see how it goes.
And you want to give us maybe some kind of preview of what's coming up down the pipeline there, or what you've got in line for the channel?
Well, most people already know that I'm working on taking Magog into a more serious show. Not serious as in content, but serious as in production. I pretty much everybody knows that I'm taking Magog towards like a sitcom. So I'm building a medieval village on my land. I'm building a studio. That's happening right now as we speak. The land is cleared. As of last week, it's pretty much finished cleared. We've got an acre and a half of it cleared and ready to build on. I've got a guy coming out this weekend to dig a well and septic. And then after that, we're going to lay a slab and build my studio.
Sounds good.
Yep.
Well, you're well on your way on that project. So I hope to see more of that come of that. It really does sound interesting. I'd like to see a full town of your realm of Morskar.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. And I've got other projects in the pipeline. Like I said, I'm going to start doing some of these shorter, more comedy skit videos that are only like, 3 to 5 minutes long in between the longer episodes, so that people are getting more Magog every day or every other day instead of like just once a week. And then I'm working on the Maidens of Morskar project to kind of help expand the universe and bring some lovely ladies together to cosplay as medieval fantasy characters, kind of, for the fans to enjoy and to learn about. And each of the girls chosen as a maiden is going to do modeling and kind of create their own character within the realm of Morskar using my lore. Mm-hmm. And, we'll do posters and calendars and stuff, and eventually a big old group photo session when the village is built and everything. I'm going to get the maidens to come out to Arkansas, hopefully all expenses paid, and get everybody out there to do a serious photo shoot for a yearly promotional thing. Mm-hmm. Do calendars and posters and such things like that. Maybe even put together a podcast with the lovely ladies of Morskar. And then we're going to go on from there, start launching some more live podcasts and start working with other people who want to be characters in my world. Really, that's all just to build up to the bigger show, to try to meet people that might be interested in becoming full-blown characters on the sitcom, actors and actresses and stuff that might want to come down every year for a few months and film 23 episodes of Magog's show every year,
Wow. That sounds like a big project, man. And
I'm feeling I'm feeling the pressure already, but I'm determined to make this happen. So
the maidens of Morskar, will there be titties?
That is up to the maiden. I am not close to the idea of doing tasteful nudity. I'm not doing porn here, so it'd be more like Playboy or Suicide Girls, kind of a burlesque type thing. But it is not at all a requirement. It's more about the character and the costumes and stuff like that they put together, and actually build a background for that character and play that character on kind of a digital sphere. Like people can collect the cards that have the different maidens on them and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of backgrounds, you want to give us a bit of a background of Morskar? Give us a bit of a history of your realm, so to speak.
That's going to take more than an hour, buddy.
Give you 10 minutes. How about that?
That's I can try to give you the quick and dirty, but there's
quick and dirty 5 minutes.
Yeah, go. There's 5,000 years of history here that I've written. So what do you want?
That's quite a tome. What was the birth of Morskar? How did the kingdom come to be?
Morskar is one of the newer kingdoms in the modern age, I guess you could say, in the age that Magog lives. But before the Civil War in Sarthos, which is the neighboring kingdom, Morskar was part of Sarthos. And then a group of nobles decided they didn't like how things were being run and rebelled. And they won the rebellion eventually and formed their own kingdom. And it was thus called Morskar. So it's more of a break off from Sarthos. But all of that happens after the Elven Dominion, which was 1,000 years of elven rule over the entire world. And the immortal Emperor Nelaros pretty much would not give up control to the humans until he was finally defeated. So there's a lot, I borrowed from Magog when I started this channel. I picked Morskar because it was the name of one of the kingdoms in a fantasy novel I was writing for the past like 5 years. I wanted to write a fantasy novel, so I borrowed everything from that. So,
well, why
honestly,
not make your fantasy into a videography, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Now Magog is still just a comedy channel set in a fantasy realm, but he actually lives in quite a serious world. So that's kind of what juxtaposes Magog's character with everybody else in the realm. And that's what basically the sitcom is going to be. It's going to be this very serious kind of Game of Thrones drama, but then you throw a crazy ass necromancer in the mix and see what happens,
And what made you pick a necromancer character to start off with? How did you get your inspiration for that character for the channel?
I don't fucking know. That's the honest to God's answer. I mean, I was goofing around, trying different costumes, trying different things. I had different contact lenses that I had for like Halloween and stuff, like color special effects contact lenses and stuff. Cause like one year for Halloween, I went to like a Halloween party and I was like a demon. So I had these like red contact lenses and these horns that I glued to my head. And, cause I love Halloween. Who doesn't, right?
It's my favorite holiday. I don't give a fuck about Christmas. Halloween is the best.
Yeah. And it's not about trick or treating. I mean, as an adult, Halloween's an excuse to dress up and go get fucking drunk, You
can actually be Batman for a day.
Yeah, and nobody will judge you. So, yeah, I just had a bunch of different things lying around, and I tried them all, and I tried different combinations and stuff. But the one I settled on was this kind of dark necromancer wearing a black hood, with these white eyes, which turned out to be a really good idea because even, the black circles around the white eyes really like amplifies the whiteness of the eyes, and then you can get different facial contortions and stuff, so you can really see how kind of funny, Magog's not just funny with what he says, he's visually funny, and that's kind of what I was going for.
Right on. So now I gotta ask, since you bring up the whole makeup, how much do you actually spend on the makeup per shoot?
Not a lot. I mean, the makeup itself is just black. So I think the brand is Snazoo makeup. It's like for clowns. You can buy like clown makeup and black lipstick and contact lenses. I mean, all in all, just those three things only cost like $15 altogether. I mean, except for the contact lenses. Contact lenses are like $23.
Okay, so I'm sorry. I thought you also had your face kind of painted white. So
no, I'm just naturally pale.
You're just naturally that pale.
Yep, I just put the black circles on and the lipstick on, and then I pop the contact lenses in. It ain't that hard. It's not a complicated character, I admit, but I didn't want it to be too complicated. I don't want to spend 2 hours doing makeup just to do a video, So
fair enough.
There's no prosthetics to glue on, and there's no heavy makeup. I have a lot of mad respect for like Rummug the Orc, who literally paints his entire face, and he's got green skin and teeth and all that stuff. I mean, I got some mad respect for him.
Yes. I also follow Rummug. I enjoy his content a lot. So mad respect to the dude who paints his whole face for each one. That's great.
Yeah, he lives here in Arkansas too.
Oh, you're both in Arkansas?
Yeah, oddly enough. So he lives
I got family down in Arkansas. I'm gonna have to hit you guys up next time I go down to visit.
Yeah, sure. Hopefully by then my studio will be built and I'll be living out on the property. So
I don't want to ask where at in Arkansas, but can you give me like a general location, northeast, northwest?
Central Arkansas. I'm Central? I'm like 20, 25 minutes from Little Rock.
Nice. I used to have family right out of Little Rock. It's it's a warm area,
Yep.
but it's not bad. Seen a couple tornadoes out there.
Yeah, we're pretty much on the edge of the tornado alley, so we get
So
tornadoes.
not a lot of damage in your area.
Sorry, you broke up there. What?
So not a lot of weather damage in your area from tornadoes and whatnot, natural disasters.
Oh, we get them all the time. Just know where I live.
Okay.
I, in my entire lifetime living in Arkansas, outside of going in the military, because I wasn't here in the military, but I mean, I've been here most of my life, and I've only lived through 2 tornadoes personally. It all depends on where you live. There happens to be places that just seem to get hit all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you don't live in those places, the likeliness of getting a tornado getting hit by a tornado goes down dramatically. Doesn't mean it can't happen. It's Arkansas. You still want to, especially if you live in the country, it's probably a good idea you have a hidey hole.
Right. Cadunt in chat says, Magog, I think you should do a Tales of Morskar where you explain a small part of the lore.
Oh yeah.
Could you give us a short tale?
Nothing that I've written concrete that I feel comfortable sharing at the moment. I like to polish things. I can give you small details and stuff, but I'm not gonna spin some tale of Morskar just yet. Kind of waiting to do the lore videos until I move out to the bigger property and stuff, so that I can have the bigger set for Magog to kind of interact with. I kind of imagine those videos.
Yeah, that's understandable. I'm trying to do a writing project on the side, so I see where I get you on that.
Right. I'm writing a lot these days. If it's not, you know, partial scripts for the coming sitcom, it's stories about Morskar and outlining the history and things like that. It's just none of it's done, so I don't feel comfortable sharing it at the moment. I want to kind of wait to reveal all that in the videos to come.
Right on.
But I
Let's
always
see.
imagine Magog kind of sitting by a fireplace with a book in his lap. And he opens this big old dusty book and he's like, it's now time for tales from Morskar. And then he like crosses his legs and he's got bunny slippers on for no reason. And then it cuts into like an animated sequence, kind of telling the story with an animation, with Magog doing the voiceover. And that's how I kind of want to do it.
You know you're gonna have to film that now, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
I'm just picturing that in my head. I got a pretty active imagination, so god damn it. God damn you for putting that image in my head, sir.
Oh, it's gonna be funny. Yeah.
All right. So when you're not trying to build a set or write or do recordings, what do you do to have fun, relax, or more or less entertain yourself out here?
I write and build sets and do recordings.
That's literally all you do?
Yeah, I mean, I'm always working. I mean, if it's not on a script or writing a short story of some sort or anything like that, it's doing some artwork, some overlays, some new title sequences, learning After Effects and everything. I mean, when I take breaks, I just watch a movie. Every now and again, I'll pick up a controller and play a little Skyrim or something, but I'm not heavy into gaming. I just want to kill a few bandits, maybe knock a dragon out of the air, and then I'm done. I spend an hour playing a video game, and then I'm like, man, I got to get back to work. Like I don't do a lot outside of dedicating myself to this. Honestly, I'll go hang out with a friend now and again. Go have a beer with some friends, but nothing serious. I don't have any other serious hobbies at the moment. Everything is kind of dedicated to what I'm doing. Artwork, spending time on social media, trying to build up my presence, get some followers, keep a constant kind of contact with my fans through Twitter and stuff like that. And if I'm not doing a video, I'm doing something probably related to the channel in some way.
Well, again, I'd like to thank you for coming down and having a beer with me. Cheers.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So I'm sorry, but that all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy, though. You don't have any kind of relationship going on outside of the channel. You don't have a girlfriend or a wife or anything going on.
Nope, I'm single and married to my work. But
Mm,
I have a brain for it. See, I'm not a person who sleeps a lot anyway. I'm not a person who stops thinking. My brain doesn't shut down very often.
mm.
So
Well,
even when I'm
I
hanging
feel
out
you
with
on that.
even when I'm hanging out with my friends having a beer, I end up, getting an idea and going, "Oh, I gotta get home. I gotta write that down."
Hmm.
Um, it's just who I am. I've been like this for most of my life. You know, I mean, don't get me wrong. I had my lazy teenage years where I was just partying and and going out and stuff like that. And my time in the military, I did other things, but no, I'm pretty much completely dedicated to making this little business venture of mine work. So
Right on. Well, me too, and I wish you all the best in it, man. So,
appreciate it.
I'd like to ask you a couple questions from out in the field earlier that I asked. Director Arcater off Twitter asks, "Do you ever get called Magog of Morskar? Magog of Morskar, and can I also call you Mom for short?" He asked this already, but I think we can wear him down to a yes.
Shut up, Argator.
All right. Well, I'm gonna call you Mom for the rest of the chat.
Yeah, that's a quick way to make sure that I never come on your show again.
Nah. I'm just playing.
No,
That's what we do here.
I
We're
never get I never get called the full name. Everybody just calls me Magog. You know, hell, the only reason I added of Morskar was because there was already a YouTube channel called Magog just by itself.
really. I didn't actually look into that. What do they cover? Do you know?
I don't know, some Bible shit. It's not like they were an actual channel either. I think they were just an account, but I didn't want to take anybody's existing name.
Right on. Whew. So, before we get too far in here, I'd like to ask the chat if they have any questions for Magog here in 1 second. While you guys are typing that, we've also got a question off of Discord from TA. When are you gonna get up off your lazy ass and conquer us?
I'm working on it. That's the whole purpose of doing the bigger show and becoming more popular and everything. I mean, it's kind of an inside joke, but ultimately, what the character is constantly saying is kind of a joke. That's kind of a metaphor for you all know me one day. You know, I'm not saying I want to become like super famous and go off to Hollywood and all that stuff, but it'd be really nice to be able to have a couple 100,000 fans that just absolutely love my show and follow me and continue to help build the show, make it bigger, make it better, bring more characters to life. It's kind of an allegory, really. It's more of an on running joke. It's just one of those things that somebody like Magog, who thinks he's all powerful and all knowing and terrifying and wants to conquer the world, but he's also kind of a fuck up. Like, that's the juxtaposition of the character. A lot of my comedy is juxtaposition comedy. So, though I appreciate the question, I actually get that one a lot. And, I hope people understand that I have no intentions of actually conquering the world. I don't think I have the power to do that. Not in reality. Everybody does need to understand that this is a character. you know. But I hope to build that up to a point of actually doing some sort of film where Magog comes to our world, is summoned here by a bunch of teenagers. I'm kind of half writing that movie script right now. I think about 30 pages written so far.
I've got about 5 movie ideas in my head right now. I just I tend to think about them for like 5-6 months before I actually get them down on the paper there. But mm, it's just me over here right now, and I want to do some kind of bigger content, but it's kind of impossible to do by yourself when you have literally just your iPhone or your fucking Android or whatever. When you just
No,
have a phone
nope.
for equipment.
Where there's a will, there's a way. I mean, seriously, production stuff does not cost that much money. People look at my set and they look at the magic effects I add to my videos and they're like, God, you must spend so much money and time and all that stuff. Time, yes. But anybody out there right now, if you really wanted to take the chance and actually do something, and all you'd have to do is just dedicate yourself to it. I mean, even if it means just saving $50 a month to buy a better camera eventually and then go from there. I mean, the biggest part about being on the internet as a character actor type situation is you've got to be willing to like put yourself out, like actually put yourself out there, like show your face. Do not be embarrassed. Do not be afraid of being doxxed. I get why some people just use avatars. I totally understand. And because a lot of people are afraid of losing their real, their real job. Some crazy person on the internet writes a letter to their boss saying they're a Nazi and boom, you're fired. Like, I get it, but at the same time, if you want to do something unique and different and not just use an avatar and actually kind of expand on some sort of character or persona, you've got to be willing to take that chance, and you've got to pour your all into it.
Mm-hmm.
People think it's some sort of half-ass thing you can do where it's like, oh, on the weekends I'll do this thing and it'll be easy. No, I pour pretty much every moment of my life into this.
I want to see just how big I can make it while remaining as anonymous as possible. But I do understand where you're coming from, and I get it. I really do. But I want to see just how big I can get. Just trying behind the scenes. Know what I'm saying?
No, not really. You can
No.
clarify if you'd like. I don't. Are you trying to
It's
do an interview show?
cool,
Are you
Jim.
trying to be a musician? Are you trying to?
I am trying to do. I'm right now. It's just me trying to get to know you guys. Just to have a one-on-one conversation. Yeah, just to see what's up. Feel the field just a little bit.
And that's fine. I mean, that's a lot of people do that just as a hobby. They'll start a live stream now and again, and they'll have their little dedicated audience of 30 or 50 people or whatever, and they're totally fine with that. It's just more of a social thing for them, and that's totally acceptable as well. I just don't think that you can half-ass trying to be a professional at this, like actually like go for the gold.
Oh no, I understand.
You got to put in the time. You got to put in the time and the work. You got to learn things. You got to learn editing. You got to learn sound design. You've got to force yourself. I watch tutorials all the time. If I'm not writing or doing artwork or the occasional movie or whatever, I'm watching tutorials online for After Effects.
And that's what half of this is. It's networking. I'm trying to find people that can kind of help me out in a way. And I'm not trying to take advantage of you, but I'm looking for partners. I need someone who can maybe help out with a video edit, help out with some filmography, because I don't have all those skills. I don't have the equipment, and I'm more or less broke. And like you said, you come to YouTube when you got nothing else, right?
But
When you're at the bottom of the barrel.
We live in a beautiful digital age where most things are either cheap or free. Doesn't matter if you're broke. There's a free editing software out there for video and sound that is absolutely free, completely free. It's not some trial period where it keeps asking you to upgrade every 30 days. It is absolutely 100% free, and it's powerful enough that it does green screen. It does, it does ultra keying. It does sound design. It does facial tracking. It's called DaVinci Resolve by Blackmagic Studios, and it's absolutely free.
Well, I don't even have a webcam yet, but and honestly, until I get a better computer, I'm just uploading what I can, and that's not much. It tends to freeze up anything that's longer than 2 or 3 minutes.
That's where you got to just buckle down and and do what you got to do. You know, go out there, make some money, save whatever pennies you can save. I mean,
which is why I have started a Streamlabs. So please donate to streamlabs.com/AW7 because Schmeckle has already admitted that he isn't paying his people. But while you're at it, go ahead and throw Streamlabs to what is it? Streamlabs.com/snatchcast to pay our gracious host for having me on here in the first place.
Yep.
Just a little bit of shilling right there.
Yeah, Schmeckle hosts all kinds of different people on his show. It's an interesting business format for sure. I'm happy you found yourself a little platform, somebody who's willing to give you a boost up. But yeah, you've a lot of people who are trying to do this YouTube thing. They've got to sit down and really ask themselves if they're committed to it or not. Because I've met a lot of people over the past year and a half I've been doing this, and a lot of them asked me advice and how I did what I did and how I became as popular as I became and everything like that. And I always tell them the same thing: work. I mean, I sacrifice sleep. I sacrifice time with my family. I sacrifice my free time, my video game time, my fun, relaxing time. I pour everything I can into this thing. Sometimes I sit down and I'm like, today I'm going to make a prop. I don't know what I'm going to make it out of, but I'm going to make a prop. And that's what I've dedicated myself to doing today. And I'll go out and get some fucking sticks, you know, or I'll design a magic spell with some funny looking language or whatever on Photoshop, and then I'll print it out, and then I'll age the paper using coffee, and then I'll heat it up in the oven so it dries fast, and then I'll roll it up and make a new scroll for my set.
I'm one of those kind of people too. I actually picked up a stick and I've been whittling it down into a wand for a possible character. But I mean, I'm trying to do what I can with what I got, and it's not much, but that's also another reason I'm reaching out here.
Yeah, but there's a thing too where you have to be willing to kind of do it on your own, because as helpful as our little community is, our little corner of YouTube, are as helpful as everybody want to be, and as much as people give you, you know, space on their platform or be willing to do an interview with you and stuff like that, which I'm perfectly willing to do with anybody. You know, I love talking to people. I love getting to know people. You gain the respect of others by doing a lot yourself first. You know, trying to network right out the gate and be like, oh, you can do this thing that I can't do. Will you help me? They have no real incentive to go that far because they got their own shit to worry about, you know? I've learned that people want to help those who put in their all, you know? So you have to be willing to prove to the audience and to the people watching and to the community at large that you're willing to go 100% before you start asking for, you know, help and stuff like that. I'm willing to give advice. I'm willing to get on and do interviews and stuff like that. All that's fine. But I also get requests all the time. Like I get messages from people who are like, oh, can you do me a title sequence? No, man, I'm a little busy. You know, that my title sequence took 3 days, you know, like,
right.
That was some, you know, you got to get out there and kind of learn it yourself, do it yourself. You know, I mean, you know, people are willing to help those who also kind of help themselves, you know?
Well, I know I do put in everything I've got into everything that I put out. And it is the kind of mindset that you got to have. Yeah, you're right, 100%. I'm just not quite sure how to do it yet, and I'm trying to improve upon myself here, and well, I'm trying.
Yeah, just keep on doing what you're doing, man. It's like Joe Dirt says, life's a garden. Dig it.
And I am digging it. Speaking of digging, let's dig back into the chat here. We've got a couple of questions from Abaddon the Despoiler. Magog, when are you going to get more undead slaves?
When I can expand my production. I mean, ultimately, a lot hinges on my my studio being built. That gives me a lot more space to work. I'm in a very tiny apartment right now with one set, and it's my living room. Like, I can't really move around a lot. I can't really do as much as I want to do, creatively. So I'm kind of stuck in purgatory at the moment until my studio's built. But that's getting done. By the end of the year, I'll be moved for sure.
Well, pretty much all I got to work with is my bedroom and the front yard. So, yeah, I kind of feel you on that. The apathetic ranter asks, would you rather have a YouTube Red show than a TV show, and why?
I personally prefer neither. Um, I mean, I'm just being honest. YouTube Red is I don't like the way things are going politically and socially, and with these tech giants and the way they treat certain creators because of their points of views. The same is true for Hollywood, So I prefer not to have some network executive telling me what I can and can't put in my show.
To
So
be fair, me too, dude. I'd
so
rather go indie than anything.
yeah, I'm soloing this. This is a grassroots sitcom that I'm building from the ground up with it's for the fans, by the fans. It's funded by the fans. It's I've got volunteers coming out to help build the village. I've got patrons who are going to come out and be background actors. I mean, all of this is for you guys, and I'm putting my own sweat and blood into it as well. I cashed out all my mutual funds and my retirement, everything. I've hedged my entire future on this. I've cast out $20,000 of my own money. I've to build all of this. This is, I wasn't just asking for money because, I'm trying to buy a new car or something and be a YouTube celebrity and be like, oh, look at the Ferrari I got because I have 1 million subs and people donate money all the time. That's not who I am. Every spare cent I get goes into the savings account for production. Mm-hmm. So I'm putting in an equal amount of everything, and I'm going to create my own website and host the show there. I don't want a network telling me I can't put that particular joke in that episode because it's too whatever have you,
Too risque.
Yeah, it's too risque. It's it could be construed as racist, or it's no, this and that. No, I'm not playing their fucking game. I'm going full independent. I'm going to do the show I want to do. I'm going to do the comedy that I want to do, and that my fans want to see.
And I appreciate that kind of attitude, man. I really do. I respect that. I respect that a lot.
Yeah, that, and I guess, I'm not so good at least with creative stuff. I mean, I was in the military. I'll follow orders like a son of a bitch. I mean, don't get me wrong. I was a stellar airman, not a black mark on my record, but honorable discharge and all that stuff. Even went to war for my country. But I'll be damned if somebody tries to take over my creative process.
Oh, okay. I've got to interject now. Honorable discharge. I've got to ask what happened.
Well, that's just the term for when you leave the military.
Okay. I'm sorry. There's honorable discharge and there's unhonorable discharge, and
it's honorable, dishonorable, or general discharge. And basically, dishonorable means you did something fucked up or stupid, and you end up in court-martialed. Honorable discharge is literally what everybody gets, whether you retire or just finish your tour, or whatever.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it just means you did your job, you did it well, you got full benefits, and they're proud of you, and you got all kinds of pats on the back and high fives, and you're out the door. That's what honorable discharge is. It's literally the regular thing that your DD Form 214 says. So
right on. So, what would you consider your biggest achievement in life? Would you consider your celebrity status on your YouTube channel or your Air Force career? What would you consider your biggest achievement? Your best achievement?
Honestly, with all the bad habits I have, my biggest achievement is still being alive. I've done some stupid shit.
Well, if you haven't done some stupid shit in your life, you haven't lived, in my opinion.
Right. But
that's saying don't go doing stupid shit.
That being said, professionally, definitely Magog. I'd say as more personally, as of now, since I've never gotten married and had kids and all that stuff. So I can't say that I feel successful in that area. I'd go ahead and say personally, my military service. I am a patriot. I was proud to serve. It is one of my greatest accomplishments that I made it through all that, and that I made some lifelong friends and brothers in arms. But professionally, I definitely say Magog is my most success. I mean, I've never had such a success creatively. Like, I've always wanted to have my job be something I do creatively. I've always wanted to be like a writer or director or something like that, and I never could. Everything I've ever tried, I never could make it stick until now.
I feel you on that. I really do want to make some kind of name out of myself out of my work here. So I feel you. I really do. I like that, man.
Well, thank you.
So, we've come around to about 50 minutes now. It's time to start wrapping things up. Would you like to give any kind of shout outs to anybody who maybe inspired you in the past here?
No. I mean, I think everybody watching right now pretty much knows who I am and where they can find me. And I think I've gone the distance when it comes to thanking the people who've helped me out along the way. So I just, you know who you are.
Mm-hmm.
And I appreciate all my fans and all my patrons and everybody who donates their time and their money and everything to kind of make this big dream come true. I really appreciate people giving me a shot. I was a nobody at one point until people started inviting me onto streams and asking me questions and doing interviews with me and asking me what my whole deal was and everything, and shilling out my content and everything. And it helped build my success. So I really appreciate, everybody who helped do that. There's too many to probably name, but definitely Failure and Logic and Bearing and Undoomed and, people like that come to mind. And my good friends, that I do side quest with, Beardbarian and Stuttering Soliloquy, Weebo Jones. They're great to work with. I'm really appreciative of the people that I've met. Except for Schmeckle, he's a dick.
Well, I would like to take this time to thank Schmeckle for giving me this kind of opportunity to have a little bit of a show here, and for giving me the opportunity to talk to you in the first place. This has been a complete joy just talking to you, man.
Yeah,
I've really enjoyed it.
Well, I appreciate it, and I'd also like to thank my mom and my dad and my brother and my sister who've always stood behind me, and all my friends in the military, and Satan. Hail Satan. Saw what I did there. Everybody was like, oh, he's going to thank his family. And then I threw in the Dark Lord. Sold my soul.
Haven't we all, though?
All right.
All right. Do you have any advice to give to people that would kind of want to follow your shoes down the line?
Yeah, I take a chance. Look yourself in the mirror and ask yourself if this is really what you want to try to do, because it's tough. I mean, YouTube's not making it easy on us. Google's not making it easy on us. Twitter, people who have other than mainstream points of view, people that have a healthy amount of skepticism and ask questions and not just follow the herd every time CNN says something and then they go, oh, must be true. For the people who see something from CNN or Fox or the mainstream media or Hollywood or anything like that and kind of question its validity, you're not popular on the internet, and it's a battle. So be prepared for it.
Okay.
But if you do take that leap, if you take that chance, it could be incredibly fun, especially if you do it in a way that just makes you happy, even if it's not popular. I mean, you shouldn't do this just to be popular. You should do this because you enjoy it. You should do this kind of work because you want to be creative. You want to be a creator. You want to be somebody who brings entertainment and interest. And it's because you have a voice and you want people to hear it. You want to be heard. You want to say what you feel in your heart, and you want to do it in your way. So even if you only end up with 300 subscribers or 1,000 subscribers, those people like to hear what you say. And you shouldn't value yourself on necessarily on who follows you, but the quality of people who follow you. And do it to make friends. Do it to network. Do it to feel good about yourself that you accomplished something.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do it just for the numbers and be like, I'm super popular, you know. Superficial reasons aside. Now, obviously, if you decide that that's absolutely what you want is to just be popular on the internet, then go for it, you know. I just feel like people are more successful when they're genuine, when they tell the truth of their heart, when they are a good, trustworthy person, no matter what people say about them, and follow the righteousness of your own cause. You know, even if you think that it can completely fail and crumble. And I'd also give you some basic advice, which seems really simple and common sense, and everybody should probably feel this way. But you'd be surprised how many people fuck this up. Don't break the golden rules of the internet.
Mm-hmm.
You know, don't dox people. Don't harass people constantly. Like, it's okay to disagree and leave a comment on somebody's video, but if you leave a comment on every single fucking video they put out, you're basically being an ass. You know, like, don't fucking mass flag people just because you don't like them. You know, don't break the golden rules of the internet. Don't be a dick. You know, I mean, I know it's really hard sometimes because you get angry. You know, people disagree with you. People yell at you. People harass you. Like, I've got a few stalkers of my own on my channel that just there's a couple people that just every video they leave something. Every video there's a comment saying how big of a fucking idiot I am and that I live in my mom's basement and I'll never get laid and you're just an evil Nazi shitlord on the internet that doesn't like feminists because they're women. You know, don't engage that kind of don't stoop to that level. Don't stoop to their level. Like me, people can look up Magog and they know that I do insult comedy, but they also know that when I do a video on something, I do it and I move on. You never see me in comment sections just constantly battling people. You never see me going over to Riley Dennis and leaving a comment on every single one of their videos. You know, like, you never see me on Twitter just constantly like, you're a fucking bitch. I'll do that from time to time. It's trolling and it's all in good fun, but eventually you got to leave things alone and put it down. You know, take a breather from social media and step outside. You know, the real world is not as twisted and evil as everybody makes it out to be on the internet.
Indeed. All right. Well, that is a lot to take in. I wish I could have interjected a couple times, but thank you very much.
Well, you still got 4 minutes.
It is.
You still got 4 minutes?
Well, I was just about to close out with the song here, and damn it, you got me torn between wanting to do the one that I was going to close out with and Take a Chance on Me by ABBA. I will not play ABBA. I'll play this instead.
Well, given that you cut out when you perform a song, I don't think people...
I don't give a fuck. This is the cunt stream.
All right, man. Well, close it out. It's your show.
We're going to give it a shot with The Middle by Jimmy Eat World. Thanks again, Magog of Morskar, for coming out. Thanks again for the cunt stream / the Snatchcast. Go ahead and send those Streamlabs donations to those links that are over in the side chat. If you'd rather pay me, and I would appreciate it if you paid me, streamlabs.com/AW7. You can donate there. I'm going to close out this show. Have a good night, cunts.
Hey, don't write yourself off yet. It's only in your head you feel left out or looked down on. Just try your best. Try everything you can. Don't you worry what they tell themselves when you're away. Just take some time, little girl, you're in the middle of the ride. Everything will be just fine. Everything will be alright. Hey, you know they're all the same. You know you're doing better on your own. So don't buy in. Just live right now. Just be yourself. It doesn't matter if it's good enough for someone else. Just take some time, little girl, you're in the middle of the ride. Everything will be just fine. Everything will be alright. Just take some time, little girl, you're in the middle of the ride. Everything will be just fine. Everything will be alright. Hey, don't write yourself off yet. It's only in your head you feel left out or looked down on. Just try your best. Try everything you can. Don't you worry what the bitter hearts are gonna say. It just takes some time, little girl, you're in the middle of the ride. Everything will be just fine. Everything will be alright. It just takes some time, little girl, of the ride. Everything will be just fine. Everything will be alright. Thanks for coming out, cunts. Have a good night.